How many of you have woken up on the wrong side of the bed before? You woke up on the wrong side of the...
Yep, getting into my PJ gear for this video. How many of you have woke up on the wrong side of the bed before? You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you went off about your day, and slowly one thing after another started to go wrong, and until through the end of your day, you sit back and then you write it off as, I just had a bad day. How many of you are like that? Well, let me ask you something. Do bad days happen by accident? Do you say, oh,
bad days are just out of my control, they're just one of those things that happen.
Do you find yourself saying things like that? Or do you think that the reason you had a bad day was because it was you woke up on the wrong side of the bed and you took your bad mood with you and it started there? You took your bad mood through the morning with you, through every other person you meet at home, through every other person and interaction you meet outside on the road, in the streets, all the way through your work, and by the time you're back home again and getting ready to sleep, you feel that you're all grumpy and negative without even realizing it. So be honest with yourself. Have you ever had that situation? Taking a pause from the video to shout out to Praise Station. Thank you, Praise Station, for your generous super thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm grateful for you. The problem is, even waking up in a bad mood doesn't happen by accident. If you woke up in a bad mood, it might probably mean that you went to sleep thinking negatively about something without even realizing it. And it's the very reason why we do the magic rock practice as the last thing every night to ensure that you go to sleep thinking about good thoughts. That's day 2 of the magic practice, and today we're on day 14, so if you haven't already, you may watch the video first. So now you may be thinking, okay, so all I need to do is just to practice the magic rock practice, right? And then I can wake up feeling great. Well, yes and no. Yes, because it is an important practice to do, and no, because it is most definitely not enough. After you wake up, you're gonna spend at least the next 10 to 15 hours awake, and in these 10 to 15 hours, you're bound to meet situations which challenge you, and you also want to be equipped for that. So, how do you truly get equipped in order to have a magical day ahead? It's a no-brainer that you all should know by now, which is practicing gratitude. We are gonna dive straight into it. This only takes a few minutes in the morning, which is to give thanks for the things happening in your day ahead of time. What do I mean by ahead of time? Well, whatever your plans are for the day, when you just wake up and are getting ready, think about your plans that you have. With each plan that you think about, give thanks for each one of them going brilliantly well. Whether you're going for a meeting, getting to lunch with somebody, going to exercise, do yoga, meet a friend, whatever it is, say thank you for each plan going well before it happens. And you're probably even thinking, why do I have to give thanks to things that happen ahead of time? It's not like I can predict the future, right? Well, if you have watched the previous video, you understand that in order to achieve the things that we want to do, in order to receive the things that we want, we need to give thanks both before and after we receive it. For example, thank you for the incredibly successful meeting. Thank you for the amazing outcome with the phone call. Thank you for one of the best days ever at work. Thank you for the great night out with my partner. And thank you for the amazing energy that I've gotten from my exercise regime or workout. After you finish using gratitude's magical power on these everyday tasks and events in your day, end the practice by saying, and thank you for the great news coming to me today. Why do we need to do this? When we use gratitude ahead of time to have a magical day ahead, it wipes out any unexpected problems or difficulties before they even happen. Without fail, whenever I finish this gratitude practice and give thanks for the great news coming to me that day, I've never received so much great news in my life. I know it might sound ridiculous, but the more you practice this, the better your days will become. And I find this to be especially effective for overthinkers. How many of you classify as an overthinker? Maybe you've gotten worried about something before. You find yourself constantly or often worried about things like work, worry about finances, you worry about health, about the economy, about the weather, about so many things. You worry. You worry about what people think of you. Well, let me tell you something. 90% of what we worry about never happens. And if you've been following along the days of gratitude practices, you should know that as gratitude warriors, we should never worry, because worrying means you're complaining, and complaining means you're not being grateful and you're not practicing gratitude. And if you're not practicing gratitude, you're definitely not inviting the great things into your life. So instead of worrying about what might happen and living inside your fears, use the practice of gratitude to smooth out the potentially bumpy things, and you will find that your worries, stress go down and your joy goes up. And if you want to receive more great news than you ever have before, day after day, week after week, month after month, just follow in these footsteps. Use the power of gratitude, the magical power, to bring great news into your life and set yourself up to be a receiver of great news. Be grateful, 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 both before and after. So that's it for today's practice. To wrap up, number 1, count your blessings. That's magic practice day 1, and you may watch the video first if you've not done so yet. Number 2, in the morning when you just wake up, visualize and think about the plans that you have for the day through the afternoon, through the evening, all the way until you reach home and then before you sleep. So think about the events and say thank you for each one for having gone perfectly and how grateful you are that it went perfectly. Number 3, after you've thought about and said your gratitude for all the events in your day going perfectly well, end the practice by saying, and thank you for the great news that is coming to me today. And number 4, just before you go to sleep tonight, hold the magic rock in your hand and say the one thing that you're the most grateful for the day. And that's it for today's practice. So if you have enjoyed this video, please give this video a like and do comment down below what you love most about the practice and any success stories that you have. And if you're new to this channel, remember to hit the subscribe button, because this year I will be dedicated to making weekly videos like this to help keep you accountable to make it your best year yet. And you definitely don't want to miss any of these videos because they are life-changing. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.